All right, going straight from the hip, not scripting anything, although I've thought about this a lot. Good friend of mine posed the question about recovery on, I believe it was a master's lifting board, or it's at least a strongman message board on Facebook. Someone that I care about greatly. Things that we do for recovery. What can we do to improve recovery within reason, within a budget, without going crazy? And it really got me thinking that there are a lot of things that people just don't think about, especially people who have done the sport for decades. And that's crazy, because you think the people who have done this for decades should have that knowledge. But I'm in my late 40s, and I was the first American to earn a pro card. So I've been competing, active in the sport of strongman for well over 20 years. I'm out here right now at 1:30 in the morning. I just finished log press and Atlas stones, and I wanted to go ahead and make this video. And because I've been doing this for so long, there are so many things that I still have the concepts and ideas of someone in their 20s, or when I was in my early 30s. How did I train? Because I look at those numbers as success. So what was I doing back then that was a success that allowed me to hit the numbers that I want to hit now? And the thing is, those things don't work for me now. And it always has me leaving with the question, why? Why don't they work for me now? So I want to kind of give you an idea of things you can do to improve recovery. And there are all kinds of things. And I'm looking right over there. I've got two vibrating foam rollers and a massage gun right over there. Over here, which is the hood of my car, I've got all kinds of different muscle creams and scraping tools and things like that I used to get me out here so that I felt halfway decent while I was training. I think that if you're looking at recovery tools, and you know what I mean by recovery tools, and I also use these same things as priming tools and getting you ready, because I spend every training session, I lay on the floor with my legs elevated, with one of my vibrating foam rollers on my neck and upper back, just vibrating like crazy, and it goes for 15 minutes. So I let it start, and then I get my massage gun, which only wants to run for 15 minutes, and I run it all over my, I do the RPR thing up and down my chest, clavicle, down my arms, through my legs, through my midsection, to get everything, whatever RPR does. And I just let that vibrating, foam roller work out any kind of neck and headaches that I have, that sort of thing. Those things tend to work really, really well for me. And then I take a massage gun, here we go. I've got one of these, and I put my hot creams, cold creams, whatever kind of cream that I like on this, biceps, shoulders, neck, back. I can reach it with this. So this is really key, because you're asking this question. So you're definitely a master's athlete. I know you are. These things are must-haves. You just put the cream right there, and you can reach your back without getting in a cramp. You can reach your mid-back, upper back if you're flexible, and it come around here as well. You can hit anything. I can hit my hamstrings, and then I don't get my hands covered in muscle cream, because you get in trouble when you touch your mommy and daddy parts. After you get hot cream on your hands, bad things happen. Bad things happen. But I'm looking at, I've got probably 3 electric rollers. I've got 2 massage guns, 3 massage guns. What else do I have? I've got tons of different foam rollers, from hard ones to soft ones. I've got a steel foam roller with bolts welded to it that I will roll on. That's really, really hard. I have 3 TENS E-stim units that I'll put on my back. Sometimes I'll put them on my foot and my leg, because I'm losing my ability to walk through my leg, and my leg is atrophying, non-stop. All kinds of scraping tools, massage tools. My wife got me compression boots for Christmas, and those are really, really nice the night after training to help me recover for the next day. I'm always wearing compression socks for my legs to help with recovery. So I mean, there are so many things that you can use. The thing is, you don't know what is good. I know you, and I know that you are a very well-respected person. I'm willing to bet that after this video gets posted on the message board, that if I'm willing to bet that there are people that are willing to mail you some of their recovery tools. If they have compression boots they haven't worn a long time, if they have a massager, if they have a fancy roller or massage gun or scraping tools or a cream or something like that, I'm willing to bet they are more than happy to send you something, a TENS unit. Hey, try this out for a month, and when you're done, send it back. And they trust you because it's you. It's you. Everyone knows you. You're not going anywhere. I really wish there was a place where you could borrow stuff for a month and try it out and then send it back. Because there are a lot of things that I've got and I realize that I only use them a couple times a year. Actually, everything that I've bought, I really, really use. There are times where I wake up and my back is just all messed up and I know, you know what? Today is a TENS and East End unit day. I wake up and put 2 units on my back and put them one in one pocket, one in the other, and then I'll put a third TENS unit on my calf, my tibialis, and my foot, and I'll just run them non-stop all day long, from the point that I wake up to the point that I train or the point that I go to bed. And I know that that's the kind of relief that I need. Some days I just know today's an ice day. Today's a wear a belt all day today day. So today's a cold cream day. Some days a hot cream day. Some days a vibrating massage roller on my neck. Some days a massage gun. But it's nice to be able to try all of those things. And almost everyone will have something laying around that they don't use all the time. So you've got to try things. And quite honestly, the things that you enjoy will tend to be the things that work the best. So I enjoy the hot creams. I enjoy the vibrating foam roller. I enjoy the massage gun. And those things tend to work really, really well for me. I enjoy the E-stim machine because I know that it relaxes those muscles as long as it's working and I don't feel pain. So if you find something that you enjoy, use it a lot and exploit it like crazy. Now, I do want to say, gosh, there are things that I really, really enjoy, like 16-year-old, heavily peated, heavily smoked scotch. Really, really enjoy it. And this new tequila that I got today, I was sent this today to review. And oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so good. But I'm out here. I train tonight log press and Atlas stones, and I've got food and I've got drinks. And the thing is, I enjoy this. Like, this is my time. You would think this is, if you saw everything that I've set up right now, you would laugh and think this is totally ridiculous just to do log press and Atlas stones. And tonight, let me see if I can think in pounds, I did a 2-rep max PR log press with a little more than 190 pounds. So all of this for 193 pounds for 2 on the log press. And I weighed 290 before I came out here. All of this to load the 230 stone for 4 reps. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras, tacky, 2 different pair of weightlifting shoes, all kinds of drinks, foods, signs, rubber mats, all of that. But you know what? I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. And if you can find something that you enjoy and that makes you smile like this, the chances are you're going to recover from it really, really well. So getting down to the last point that I want to make, at least I think here, and this is probably the biggest point. And for anyone who's listened this long, This is probably the key, and it's the most difficult part. Looking and trying to figure out your training. I want you to go back to a week or a month or time period where you were making amazing progress in your training. You know, when every training session was just a little bit better, and you felt big and thick, and you grew, and the weights got better every single time you were in the training session. I want you to go back and think about what was going on. What was your training like during that time? And I want you to think about, what was your food like? What was your sleep like? What was the weather like? What time of year was it? All of that stuff is really, really important. There are some people like me, I make amazing progress in winter, because in the summer it is 160 degrees plus here. I'm outside at 1:30 at night. It's the middle of January. I'm dressed like this and I'm comfortable. It's comfortable weather. So this is the time period of the year for me to make good progress. I could use some more sunlight, but it's great weather for me to train. And I need to remember that, because I've been here 20 years. This is my time period to come out and make really, really good progress. This is my time period to come out and do a little more volume, because I'm not dying from heat and dehydration. So figure out what time of the year, what you were doing, and how many times were you smiling in your day during this time period. This is important. So once you know this time frame that you have, you should have your training schedule still on paper or digital somewhere of, hey, what was I doing in training at this time? And then go back for the 6 months prior to that. Look at what the weather was like, the time of year. What was your training like the 6 months leading up to that? Was it totally relaxed and didn't do anything that allowed you to have that month or two of constant progress? Did you do a lot of, fitness work? Did you do powerlifting work and then ramp up into strongman? You know what happened? Because I've had my best strongman performances when the 6 months to a year leading up to that was just me going out and playing, almost with cardio, almost of sandbags for reps, Atlas stone for reps, not focusing on killing myself or working really hard, focused more on being healthy. And then I could go into a 12 or 16 week training block leading up to a strongman contest and perform really, really well. Whereas if I do strongman stuff all year round, like what I tend to do, I can't peak at all. I'm a little beat up and worn down when it comes to leading up to a contest. So go back and figure that out. But it's really important to know, how often were you smiling during that time? I'm betting you were smiling a little bit better. I'm betting there were a lot of factors that led into this great training block and a whole lot of progress. And while a lot of people may think that that's not that important, you and I both know that it really, really is. So when you're looking at training, I want you to go back, if you figure, hey, I did a training session 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, last week, that I recovered from. Look at it like it's a plate of food, big plate of food, okay? You did this and this and this and this. You filled your plate, you recovered from it, and the next training session was good also, because you didn't overfill your plate and you didn't underfill your plate, okay? I want you to think about how much work did you do? Not sets and reps, but how much intensity did you do? And when you finished, what did you feel like? So many of us, especially from our generation, love finishing the training session and just being, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. I just want to lay on the floor. I just want to lay on the floor and leave me alone and just let me be for like a couple of hours. Let me sleep for a little bit. Someone just drop some food and water in my mouth. That's fine. That's fine. Nothing diet. I need the extra calories. But I want you to figure out what kind of training session that you had that allowed you to recover fully. And what kind of feeling did you have after that training session? And you need to strive for every training session to feel like that. Nothing more than a full plate of food. And if the food spills over, then you have to understand that however far it goes over, you have to compensate by adding more recovery methods on top of that. And sometimes that is extra massage, sometimes it is extra quality nutrition food, it is getting an extra hour or two of sleep. It might be accommodating by taking the next training session and having a much smaller plate while still having, more food and more recovery to add on top of that. But you have to learn, hey, this is how much I can recover from. And once I've reached that in a training session, I'm stopping, no matter what. Because pushing over that will not only beat you down physically, but it will beat you down mentally. And so much of what we do, we're doing it because mentally it makes us feel great. And mentally it makes us who we are. And mentally it makes us who we want to be. And you have to keep that in mind. Anyway, I'm here, I'm drinking tequila. It's nearing 2 a.m. I'm hoping that you've watched this to the end. I'm hoping it makes sense. And as always, if there's any way that I can help you, I don't want anything in return. Just yell at me and we will get it done together. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.